Hello and welcome to the Sat on My Butt channel for the review of the GuardianG1 D5 Mini body-worn camera. Yes, this is the sort of camera that you would see police officers, paramedics, security, etc., even soldiers nowadays, having on them to film what's happening as proof for both them and the opposite party. Now, this is going to be an in-depth review. It's a bit of an in-depth product, so I'm going to approach it a little bit differently. Now, if you go onto YouTube, or if you are on YouTube, go into the description and you will see that I've put chapters in the description. Click on the time and that will take you to that appropriate section. So, let's get on with it. When your D5 Mini turns up, it will be in a sleeve like this. I've taken it out. It's very, very tight indeed, so I've taken it out just to make it easier for review purposes. A glossy wrap there with all the info telling you about it and what's in the box, and then when you open it up you will have a black box like this, and then either side of that will be a chest and a shoulder harness, which I will talk about later on. And then you've got the black box, which contains, it's one of those magnetic shut boxes, instructions, and the D5 Mini itself sat on the top there. Now, as well as the D5 Mini, you get yourself a charging cradle with a USB lead and a 3-pin UK plug to not only plug that in and charge it, but also the USB lead then connects it through to a computer, and so you can then extract the video, etc. You cannot delete the video straight from the camera itself. And also in there you get a couple of styles of clips to clip on clothing and shoulder straps, etc. like that. And then you get some mounts like this that slide into the back, and these attach it to the shoulder and the chest harness itself. So you get a lot in the box for your money, various ways of attaching this to yourself, which I think is really good. A lot of these things I think you would find, you'd get it and it'd probably have a clip on it, and if you wanted a chest harness you'd have to purchase separately, shoulder, etc. So I'm really very impressed with the wide range of accessories that you get in the box here. Things like the charging cradle. Some may just include you a USB lead and a plug, and off you go. So, on first look, once you get it, it's very impressive of what is actually in the box. So, let's move on. So, here we have the D5 Mini body cam from GuardianG1, and on the front here, we've got the camera, which is full HD, 1440, 13 frames per second, and also a 30 megapixel camera. Microphone sits up the top here, and then we've got up the side here a white LED, 4 infrared LEDs, and a sensor that detects levels of darkness to have the ability to turn those infrareds on and off automatically if you choose. On this side we've got the USB connection, we've got a one touch to take a photo, one touch audio recording, one touch video recording, and then the FN function button here. Now if you've got the infrared LEDs set to automatically come on off, that will just happen. If not, you give it a press and you can turn those on, and a long press holds on and it brings on that LED light that sits at the front. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And then at the bottom, one touch video recording. On the back we've got a 2-inch screen and 3 buttons: play, pause, menu, and it's where you can tell I'm getting really old now because I'm needing the glasses more and more. Sorry, menu the other side and OK in the middle, and once you press menu, the new OK menu button and play button is up and down. And then on the base we have the connections for the dock, and then on the top we've got 2 LEDs, one to indicate charging and one to indicate recording status. Right, again we move on. Now, switching on the D5 Mini is very simple indeed. It isn't a one press switch on, because if you've got a body-worn camera on you and you're active, you don't want to be switching this thing on and off accidentally. So it is literally press and hold the power for 2 seconds. You get that doorbell chime kind of intro, and the screen at the back comes to life. As you can see there, now got a green LED on the top, and that tells us that it's on, but we're not recording anything at all at the moment. And if I press video, one press at the top,
Recording start.
an announcement by voice, recording start, a vibration, and this turns red. Now you've got the ability in the settings to be able to turn this LED off, the recording announcement off, etc. And it also comes with a little sticker that I've taken off, sits on the front, says warning, video and audio record. Some professions, etc., you're going to have that to announce what you're doing. Again, turn it off. And if, like me, you've got a setting on where it's got a post record and it goes on a countdown of a minute, just press again.
Recording stop.
And it turns itself off. So all very simple there. Take a photo, one press. Audio recording. You can see the little microphone sign come up there. LED is flashing orange, and again, one press to stop. All very simple, nothing hard to use, and this is what you want when you've got a body-worn camera on you. You don't want to be messing around looking, what am I doing, what am I doing? It's going to take a little while to familiarise yourself with where are these buttons, what do they do, but once you have, it's easy. And as I say, press and hold the FM button on the side and there's a white LED that comes on there, and off it goes. Okay, again, now let's move on and have a look a little bit about the settings involved with the D5 mini camera. Okay, so let's have a look at the settings on the camera here. As I say, at the bottom you've got a menu button here, then OK in the middle, like my big old fat fingers. The screen goes off as I've got it on a 30-minute screensaver, and play there. And so once we press menu, then the menu button, you can see, takes it down, and the play button takes it upwards through the recordings. And so I've got mine set on 2560 by 1440, 30 frames per second. If you press OK, you can see you can go in and lower the quality of that video. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, that could be for battery time or for storage on the camera itself. And I go down. Now, 30 megapixels I've got the camera on. Quite interestingly, this goes the other way. So the quality goes low at the beginning and high at the end. So it's the other way around to the video. It's worth knowing. Menu again, we go to burst on and off. So for pictures, burst, taking of photos. A self timer. I've got it on quality fine. Pre-record. Now, pre-record and post-record, so you can choose to have a section of recording before and after you press that button. I've got mine set to 5 seconds there. You can see, take it up, 1 minute, OK, and that's done. Car DV mode. Now, I like this feature. This, if you set this on and you've got it plugged in via USB and in a mount on your car, and you switch on your ignition, or on like some of these cars where you press your remote and the electrics come on, it will then act like a dash cam and come on and start recording. Loop recording, so this is just the ability, once the storage is full, it will go back round and record over itself again on the memory. Split time, I've got it set to 15 minutes, and what this is the sections of video it's recording at one go. It doesn't just continuously film. You can have this, if I go into the settings, as I say, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45, 3 minutes, down to 1 minute. So sections, so that you're not having to scroll through endless constant video. You can go in and select the video by its date and time. Slideshow on off. Infrared auto, and that's what I spoke about. Mine's on auto, so at night, you'll see in a video I'm going to put on soon, as I rolled around the streets. I say roll because I'm a wheelchair user, and I came in and out of the street lights. You see the infrared switch on and off, and the colour change. So from colour under the street lights where it's got good, and then when we're in the dark, and these streets do get very dark, infrared on, very good picture. And you'll see that motion detection off. So another lovely feature, you can sit this in the corner somewhere, motion detection on, and it will keep an eye on somewhere for you. Recording on and off, this is what I spoke about. When I press the button and it starts recording video, it gives a little voice announcement. Global positioning. Now the global positioning on the model I've got, it does keep announcing it. So I was wheeling down the road, a little bit like R2-D2, keep announcing what was happening. If you turn down in volume, you will then turn that sound off, but you will also turn off recording announcements, etc. It doesn't have any map capabilities, but it gives you a grid reference of where that particular video or photo was taken. Your time zone, so I'm +0 in London. Language English, screensaver, the LCD brightness, auto power off. Now, I can't see you wanting that as a body-worn camera. LED light on, and that is the lights on the top if you want to turn them on and off. But as I say, in some situations, I think you have to announce that you're recording, and so it's best to have those on. Ketone on and off, so if the ketone was on, you would hear it now bleep, bleep, bleep as I go all the way through. Volume. Coding format, as I say, I've got this in H.265. It comes set to H.264. If you set it to the 265, make sure that you've got up-to-date operating software on your laptop or on your MacBook. For this, I had to go onto the Microsoft Store to get the codecs to run 265. Cost me 79p, I think, which, you know, it's not bad. And it doubles the recording capacity and gives you a better quality of recording. Let's just see the old screensaver coming in. The date. Now, ID setting. Now, in the ID setting, you have the ability, first of all, the device serial number can be set. So if you're a company and you've got a lot of these, this could be like, you know, number 00001. You've got 5 there, numeric and alpha dates. As you can see, I go through it. I put sat on because I've actually got in there my website name. And then you come into the person serial number and you've got 6 digits or numbers that you can put in there. Digits are numbers, Shush Richardson. Letters that you can put in there. So I've put my butt. So on the bottom of the screen, you can see it says sat on my butt. But that could be the person's. That could be Dave, for example. Press the power button. At any time, it takes you back to the menu. Password on and off. When you first get it, just press OK, OK, OK to go right the way through. The password has been set, I believe it's 000 or whatever. And it just takes you through. And then the setting below changes the password. I've got it off because it doesn't matter if I access the camera. But as I say, if you're a company and you don't want your staff getting in and tampering with the settings, you've got password protection there. Back to the default settings option at the bottom, press that and everything will go back to factory settings. So it is all very easy. What I highly recommend is that you spend a little bit of time with this when you first get it. Don't just put it on and try and use it. Get the manual. The manual isn't in depth, but if you read it properly and you sit down with the D5 Mini whilst you're reading and figure it out, it's not hard. Within sort of 15-20 minutes I'd fully figured it all out, got it set up the way that I wanted it set up. Right, the various attachments that come with the camera. So you've got a chest rig, which is literally a case of popping it through your arm, through there, and then you pull round and it's elasticated, so even if you've a bit of a biscuit eater like me, do not fear. Click it in, and there you go, and you can see here that, and then this would click into there like so. Now onto that you would then place one of these clips here using the GoPro style screw and attach it on the front, and on the camera itself on the back at the top these slide in, and they've got a very, very nice firm click. They are hard to get out, but I think that has to be because you don't want this thing falling out, and trust me, it's not going to fall out. That then would screw onto the front there like that. Now when you first get it and these are in their default setting when they're shipped, you may be thinking, how does this work? I can't turn them. They are very, very strong indeed, but once you get them into the mount, you will see that they then do turn very easily, but still sturdy enough that they're not going to slop around if you're having to run. Now it also comes with a shoulder harness, so that sits on your shoulder like that. You can bring it up higher, it goes over and around your waist, and again the camera clips in on here on one of those mounts. So whatever you prefer. I've been using it on the chest mount and doing up a coat or a hoodie around it, and so you don't see the chest mount, you just see the camera kind of poking out, and it is quite discreet. So a couple of lovely mounts included with it there, but you also get just a standard style crocodile clip, and these things are strong as they would have to be. And then that one there, and you can see if you put that onto a belt, it would likely, the belt would clip around that as well, slide around it and hold it in place, although that's going to be a very low mounted camera. What it doesn't come with is the click fast dock, and you can get this for an extra $13.99. The click fast dock. Now I'll go on camera and I will show you this on a close-up. So there we go, there's the click fast dock, and you undo the screws, and these are the sort that you see attached to stab vests, clothing. You can even put it on a strap of a rucksack or something like that. Your motorbike, protected gear. You take it apart. Now be careful here, two very, very sharp spikes that go in from the rear of your clothing or equipment, and then the front goes on and you do it up. Now what I will say on here, be very careful. I don't know if you can see in the back. Yep, you can. You can see that little rounded bit. What you end up doing is you end up putting the external bit in. You can see that's facing sideways at the moment, so it won't come undone. It will be upside down. So when you put it in, this slot will be facing downwards, and then you turn the camera all the way upside down, and that is going absolutely nowhere. So if you want one of these easy to mount slide-in click fast locks or docks, then $13.99 from Amazon. Okay, let's put some video up that I have shot whilst using the camera just around the local area. I've been out, as I say, I'm a wheelchair user, so I've put on the chest mount, attached it to that, and gone out around the local neighbourhood. So I'm going to put some video there. As you can see, the quality is really very, very good indeed. It's shaky because obviously I'm pushing up and down with my hands, I'm not steady on the top. Really happy, and unfortunately, like I say, there's more and more disabled people are actually wearing body-worn cameras because of not only the abuse that we receive, but poor accessibility. I've been out to video the fact that people are parked all four wheels on the car path, totally blocking the path for anyone in a wheelchair, mobility scooter with a pram, or the sight impaired. Totally very, very dangerous. And then let's put up some night. There we go. Now you should be able to see that it is flicking in and out from colour as I go under the street lights and the lit areas, to black and white, and the infrareds automatically come on, and it gives a really very, very good video. I put this one on. This is a very dark patch. You come up to our house and put LED lights up our road on the street lights now, which shine down rather than out as the other ones do. So very dark places, you can see. It's providing a really good picture even in the dark, and I have to say that the sound is very, very good on it as well. I won't put that, it's just me and my wife being boring talking as we go around, take the dog for a walk around the streets, and me moaning that someone hasn't picked up their dog mess and you think treading in it's bad. But that is a totally different story. So the D5 Mini comes in at a weight of, excuse me, glasses on time, 147 grams. It's, you know, very light. Once you've got it on you on a harness, you don't really notice it. Height of 77 millimeters, width of 30, length 55. A real sturdy bit of kit, kind of coated in a waterproof looking matte finish. It just looks very professional. This does not look like a cheap bit of kit. When you take it out the box, you're going to be very, very happy with what you see. Without a doubt, this is a serious bit of kit. This is no toy. This costs $189.99 from Amazon with kit I showed you in the box on a Prime free 1-day delivery. It looks like a quality piece of kit. It feels like a quality piece of kit. Full HD 1440, 30 frames per second, 30 megapixel camera. Speaking to David, who is the director of GuardianG1, who was in security for 20 years, so he knows what he's doing. And he tells me it's got a built-in powerful lithium battery, and the software included helps to improve the times, and you can get up to 14.4 hours on a single charge, and that's going to take you 4 hours to charge in that dock. Now then, standby time of 24 hours, so I say glasses on for the bump. Now on H.265, on 1440, it's going to last you 9.3 hours. On 1296, 10 hours. On 1080p, 12.4 hours. 720p, 13.3 hours. And 14.4 hours on 480p. But obviously things like the GPS and the infrared lights and the LED light on the front are going to all have an impact on that battery life. But I would say you're going to want to be at least ramping this thing up to the 1080p. But believe me, try it on 1440 and the quality is just absolutely amazing. GuardianG1 say this has got one of the best battery lives of all body cams on the market at the moment. Wow, a very in-depth review because I had to go through everything because you get so much. It does so much. I am so very, very impressed with the quality of the footage that I'm getting from this. As I say, you're going around, you've got it on record, and whilst it's on record, you can then also take a photo. And you get all that information on the screen of who it is, serial numbers, date, time, GPS if you've got that set on, video language, etc. Amazing bit of kit. I'm going to put the link to buy it down in the description on YouTube, and it will also be as a link at the top where it says purchase on the website at satonmybutt.co.uk. Thank you very much to GuardianG1 for sending this through. If anyone's got any more questions, they are always more than happy to help you out. Well, same here. Just comment, ask any questions you've got on this body cam, and I will try and get to it as soon as I can and answer those questions for you. But if you're looking for a small body-worn camera, then I highly recommend checking out the GuardianG1 D5 Mini body-worn camera. It is honestly a big box of tricks and just absolutely impressive, and that is that. Thank you if you've gone all the way through this video. It was a long one, but it had to be. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the old channel. I will see you next time. Take care.